so 720 gold to spend on this.
Cool. Okay, so go buy the golden lotuses, go buy the fool's cap. You need 24 fool's cap, you need 6 golden lotuses. Lotus Eye, if you will.
Low tie?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's the question we all should have asked Ghostcrawler before he quit.
Right?
I'm guaranteeing you he's either going to Wildstar or ESO.
Wildstar for sure. Wildstar looks so good right now.
I'm liking ESO, but that's just me.
I haven't looked into ESO too much, but like I'm a huge fan of the Ratchet and Clank games, and Wildstar is Ratchet and Clank MMO, so I'm down for that.
Alright, so I have the...
Do the golden lotuses first because they're the cheapest right now. They're really dirt cheap.
Alright, on current, I have all of the maps. I have the Fool's Cap and Golden Lotus.
Okay. So on the stream, create them. If I were you right now, right-click your General tab, go to Background, and scroll that little scroll wheel on the right all the way to the top so that it's dark black. Sorry, General in your chat window. Do that before you craft. You're in your General. See how there's the General tab at the top left of the chat window? Right-click it. Oh, your chat window. Go back.
I have it so that it's all the way at the top.
Okay, no. Like, hold your cursor over. See how there's the General in the top left of it?
Yeah?
Right-click that General name. Yep. Then there's a thing called Background with a box. Click that. Left-click that. Inside, on the right-hand side, there's the tab. Oh, go back to that. On the right-hand side of that, there's the scroll thing on the right. Just scroll that all the way to the top. All the way to the top. Top. Yeah. Press OK. So now your chat is dark black. So now people can actually see your chat. So scroll it all the way to the bottom of your chat. Okay. Because I want to see what your crafting proxy. So go create all. And see if you can get more than just 6. There you go. You just got a free flask. You got a free 60 gold. Boom. Another free 60 gold. Just by crafting, you gained 120 gold. So for the price of 6, you got 8. That is a 25% profit.
Alright, so for the Excel sheet...
So now just... Yep.
For the Excel sheet, I need to... In terms of the price of the flasks, I have to track that myself, right?
Yeah, like, if you want, right now, you know those 8 flasks? You made those 8 flasks. Yeah. You made those 8 flasks assuming that they would cost you, if you go back to the Excel sheet, I believe it was 43 gold apiece.
Yep, 43.92.
Yeah. So you made, like, it cost you 6 times 43.92. Which is, I'm just jumping on my calculator right now. I don't even know where calculator is. Accessories, right? Calculator. It costs you 264 gold to make those flasks. So go to the sell tab on your auction house and throw them up. On the left-hand side, put 8 stacks of 1. Yeah. No! Stop! First thing you're doing wrong. Never do 48 hours. Always do the smallest on consumables. Because if they're not selling in 12 hours, you need to put them up at a different price. So 62.5 is what you're selling them at. That's what you're going to do. Yep, just create all 8. Because in 12 hours, someone will undercut you. Basically, if they don't sell in the first 4 hours, they're probably not selling. However, they still might, but your potential gold profit right now you're selling them for 496 gold. If they all sell at that price, it's 496. You made them for you made them for the cost of 6. So let's go to H, column H. In the top of column H.
Wait, I have an idea. Just tell me if I'm doing this right. Alright?
Yep. Go ahead. I'm just going to watch you for a while. You go ahead. You have price per flask on there already, FYI.
Which one is it?
Your E.
E and F?
Without flask mastery. Yeah, E and F are your prices per flasks. With flask mastery and without flask mastery. So that's good. You were in the right track. You just had it already, so I was just going to stop you there. But where you were going with your second column, loved it.
That?
Yes, except one thing. You are selling 8, but you created 6. So what you're going to have to do is, rather than your two columns that you made, you need 5 columns. So, right-click the column G, press in, and then put input column, insert column, insert, and then just the insert, the word insert, yeah. Okay, you're going to do that one more time. And then also put insert on the J column. Right click J and put insert. So you had the exact idea that I had to put into the cell. So in G we're going to put number of flasks made. H is going to be cost of flasks made. I is perfect, the number you're selling. J is going to be dollar sold at, or like the cost that you're selling at, or the selling price basically is what you're going to say. Selling price, I like that one. That's more economic terms.
But
Okay,
wait,
so
number of flasks made.
Go ahead.
Sorry for interrupting you, but wouldn't number of flasks made and number being sold be the same thing?
No, because you bought the materials to make 6. However, due to your procs, you're selling 8.
All right.
So you're making even more profit. So that's why if you didn't have flask mastery, The way you did it beforehand would have been perfect. But you're getting free flasks, which you need to take into account in your profits.
Alright.
So number of flasks made, so G column and I column can also be highlighted. Those are input numbers. And then H, J, and K are going to be formulas. So if you want to take a shot at those formulas, go ahead. Not H, just G. G and I. G and I are highlighted. But you take a shot at those formulas and we'll see what you come up with. Put no highlights, no fill. At the very bottom, no fill. Gotta go to... You filled H with white? Yeah, you got a no fill. There you go.
Alright, so
do those other formulas that you need in H2, J2, and K2.
wouldn't H be an input?
Nope, because it's the cost. You're doing costs of your total flasks sold. So of all those flasks you made, what are the total costs? Is what you're trying to do. So you've made the cost per flask. You've got that in there. You're going to input your number of flasks, and then you just need to find out what your total cost is.
So it would be G2 and then what?
Star. Your number of flasks times how much they cost you. Per flask. So let's just assume without flask mastery. So that's going to be E.
So equals G2 times E2.
Yep. Okay. So you can even right now just input the number of flasks made in G, just because you know how many you made. No, you made 6. You tried to create 6. You ended up getting 8, but you tried to create 6. Your cost of your materials were you spent money to make 6. That's why your G and your I are different. You spent the money to make 6 flasks in G, and you're selling 8 flasks in I. And that is due to your procs.
So would it be better to rename G number of flasks meant to make?
Yeah. Basically, it's like G should be costs of crafting almost, like what you spent to craft. But like you want to put in a number value, so whatever title will be good for you to remember that that's the number that you of flasks you tried to make.
So G would be 6 since I tried to make 6.
Yep, that's right. So whatever that title will get you to remember it until you start getting really used to the Excel, type that in G. G1. Yeah, number of flasks meant is good. So now you need to create a formula in J.
That would be equals...
Oh, no. Formula in J is not going to be it's not going to be a formula actually. Sorry. Go to column I and put one more insert column there. J is going to be a plug too, because you need to type in how much you're selling each flask at in J. No.
Wait.
Control Z.
Hold on a second, real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry about that. So in I, what do I do?
No. Right click the I cell, delete that. You want to right click the K cell, not J. K as in kite. Sorry. And insert one there. So highlight J, that's going to be an input. J is going to be an input. It's your selling price. You're selling them at 62.5 per flask. K is going to be total selling costs, or total selling, like total money, total revenues basically is what you're going to do. Total sales, something like that.
Total money gained.
There you go. Total cash in.
I like total money gained because
So
it's simple.
Yep. There you go. The only thing I don't like about that is you didn't gain that money because profit is what you gained. You put out 263. You didn't really gain 400. You're gaining the profit.
So total money income?
Total money in, or total cash back, something. Yeah, total money income sounds good. So that's going to be a formula. So you're going to type that in.
What formula?
Try it out. Let's see what you got, so that you can try and attempt to make these spreadsheets without me. I want to turn you into a frickin' goblin here. Make some mad skills.
I like the sound of that. Alright, so total money income would be... that?
Wait a second, it's not there yet. Yep, perfect. Love it.
Number being sold times selling price.
There you go. That's exact dollars that you're getting back in. And then profit needs a formula. Do that one too. Oh, you have that one already. That's wrong though. Yeah. Delete all that profit. Recalculate that profit one. Yeah.
K2, it would be income divided by without flask mastery.
Why are you dividing?
Because... Oh, would it be subtract? Would it be subtract?
There you go. What are you subtracting? Total money in minus
the
total money out.
But wouldn't it be more than just... Alright, so in this case it's 43.92.
Well, that's per flask, but you've already calculated the total times the amount of flasks you made. You already have that calculation done.
So it would be cost of flasks made, or total money income minus cost of flasks made.
There you go. So you've got a profit of 337 gold. So what you just need to assume...
48.
Ooh, busting my chops there, eh? So you just need to assume that you're going to sell those 8 flasks at 62.5 each, and you will gain that much money from what you've created.
3 of which have already sold. Or...
Look at that, G. Look at that. Now here's another calculation you can make in that spreadsheet. It's just a break even basically. So if you want to see how many you need to sell right now to break even, it's just it's H2 divided by selling price. It's H2 divided by J. Yeah. H2 divided by J2 is your break even. So what's that come out to? So if you sell 4.21 flasks, you have made 0 profit. And then those extra 3 flasks you have, you can sell them at any price and it will be free money for you, is what that's saying.
Nice. Alright, so for each of these, I just have to do the pull down to number 6, and
Yep.
it'll update for each one. So now this is just an easy...
Each one.
This is now just an easy
You
spreadsheet.
plug in, exactly. The main thing you need to remember is to plug in B and D, and that's going to tell you how much per flask is going to cost. Then you go on to your auction house, you Google whether you'll make money, and if you're going to make, for your sake, if you're going to make more than 10 gold, do it. If you're not, you may not want to do it. Just because you don't have a ton of gold, you don't want to ever make a loss, right? So to be safe. Once you have 10, 15k, if you're making 3 gold and you know that the prices are normally going to be higher or lower or whatever, that's when you're going to be good at this. When you see on the auction house, oh, Fool's Cap is selling at $1.25, and I know I can make a profit at $1.50, I'm gonna buy them whether I'm making this or not. If you see a Fool's Cap less than a gold, I will tell you right now, 100% buy it. Instantly. I don't care whether I have 10 billion flasks or not, I'm buying Fool's Cap if it's less than a gold. I can't say the same for all the other herbs. I'll tell you right now, Fool's Cap is the highest price herb. Then goes Snow Lily or Silkweed. Those can change. Green Tea Leaf is the lowest price herb. So generally you want to buy Green Tea Leaf at less than the other ones if you're ever making that flask. I don't know what flask Green Tea Leaf makes, but you can check those out.
Yep. Alright, so I do this for each one now that it's fully... Actually, wait. Alright.
Yep.
But before I drag each one down, you said something about B and D. I just want to create a notes tab so that it's up to... So I have the side notes. So what did you say about B and D?
B and D are the ones you're going to Google. Or when I say Google, sorry, I mean search on the auction house. So you're going to... I'm just going to keep saying Google. You're going to Google those prices. Those are your costs. Those are your materials that you're buying, right? So you're always going to Google those first. Instantly Google those. It's going to spit out your without flask mastery price. You're then going to Google whatever flask you would have made. And if that flask mastery price is less than whatever the cost to sell that flask is, you're going to make a profit. So you've got your flask mastery price, or sorry, without flask mastery price. So that's how much it's going to cost you to create that flask. If when you search the price of sales for that flask, then you will probably, you will be, if it's higher, the price of sales, you will then make profit.
So
if your sales price, if you search it on the auction house and it's 60 gold for the flask and you can make it at 40 gold, do it. You're going to make a profit.
So if without flask mastery is higher than with flask mastery?
No. If without flask mastery is lower than whatever you search the flask price to be, so basically, if without flask mastery is lower than selling price, which is J, then do it. And I would give yourself a 10 gold margin.
So let's say Winter's Bite is selling for 90 gold, just for a bizarre number. And because of this spreadsheet, we see that without Flash Mastery, it's 43.9, I would be insane not to do Winter's Bite.
Exactly. However, if Winter's Bite was selling at 45 gold, and you see it's going to cost you 43, I wouldn't do it for your sake. Because you're doing so few, you're only going to gain 1 gold per flask made. So that's what you got to be thinking to yourself. Now, this with the column F with flask mastery, that's really going to start actually meaning something to you when you start making lots of flasks. If you're making 5 here of each, don't worry about that column. But as soon as you start making 30 flasks, 40 flasks, that's when that starts actually mattering. For now, just assume that your procs are extra profit. And you're just like, yes, it procced, that means free money.
So wait, if with flask mat, so let's say I'm making 40 Winter's Bite.
Yep.
And let's go back with 90 gold. So they're worth 90 gold.
Yep.
Per...
You're going to compare that to the 36.
Okay, and that's per flask.
Per flask. So it's just going to show more profit. Mind you, that F column isn't the one that's calculated in the formulas to the right of it. But the more flasks you make, the more you might want to change your formulas to equal the F column instead of the E column.
But if I didn't change it, I'd still be successful.
Well, like you're successful if you're doing it based on E and you're successful. Then in the back of your head, you just need to know that you're making even more than what E is telling you that you're making because you have flask mastery. You're making 20% more. And that's just in the back of your head. You're just laughing because that's an extra bonus. But because you have so little gold and you're not a goblin like me, I don't want to have you creating based on with flask mastery. Because if you say like, oh, it's costing me 36 and they're selling for 40, I can create a 4 gold profit. Well, without flask mastery, it's only at 43, so maybe those are a little deflated prices. But that's like a higher level. Once you really start doing this stuff, man, you're gonna slowly see it, and you're slowly gonna look into it and read more. And there's guys out there that have such a breakdown of this shit. It's to a science.
So my notes, they all look good to you?
Let me just read through them quickly again. Yep, I like that. Just when you're calculating it, obviously you're going to calculate it at a stagnant price, like your cost per stack and your cost per lotus. So if you were to see 5 golden lotuses at 40 and then another 5 at 45, just assume that you don't want to copy down that brown cell because you're going to input there. And you don't want to... If I were you, I would unhighlight D3 through D6. So D3 through D6, no fill those. Because they're going to take whatever D2 says and just plug them in. So for cost per lotus, if you see 5 at 40 and then 5 at 45, and that's where the jump is, in your cost per lotus, take the average. and make it 40 for 10 of them. You know what I mean? In the back in your head, like you're going to create 10 of them at 42.5. And that's just kind of the math that you'll slowly start to really pick up on. For now, you might want to just see, like we saw a bunch at 98 silver and a bunch at 40. Calculate your profits there, buy those, create those, then see what else is on the auction house and go and replug in and figure out what your profits would be again. And just you'll slowly start to pick up the faster and faster ways to do it. But for now, how many flasks have you sold now? 5? Have you broken even?
Yep.
Yeah, you sold 5 already? That's nuts.
Not in the auction house yet.
In your auctions, yeah, you have 3 left. You've sold 5. So those 3 on the auction house right there are free money. You now have all that gold that you invested with me back. And what did I say before you sent that gold over? I guarantee you will have it all back.
Alright, so just for a test run, let's do this completely brand new for Flask of the Warm Sun.
Sorry. One more thing I just want to have in your notes. The flasks you want to focus on are strength, intellect, and agility flasks. Your DPS flasks. Those are the most important ones. Because there are so many DPS in the game, do the int, strength, agility, all DPS. Then go down to your healing and your tanking ones.
Don't even bother with the spirit and stamina ones.
There you go. I mean, if you see that you're making 50 gold per flask, yeah, create a few, but don't create millions of them.
It's not worth the time.
Who else is getting my free advice here? Ketis? I'm going to send you a bill.
Basically, everyone who watches this archived video on my stream is going to get this.
So I'll request them all to comment that you've watched it so that I can send you a bill in-game. Talk about the goblin inside me.
Half of every profit you make goes towards me because I told you how to do this.
Exactly.
So let's do a run completely new for... Let's see what green tea leaf is.
You know what you might want to do? Right-click A, put insert, and put the name of the flasks to the left of whatever the actual herb is.
So instead of being an N.
Sorry, what was that? I took my headset off.
So
right-click A and insert, and rather than having that N column, put the names right at the front, and that way you can just see them early, beside whatever material you need to use. You know Golden Lotus is in all of them, but you don't know which herb is in each. Cancel. Oh my god. Yeah, right-click A. Cancel. Highlight the whole cell. Click A. Yeah, there we go. Boom. It's funny that I know you're doing the right thing because the stream's delayed, but I still want to say it because the stream's not doing it.
Oh, what's the problem with N?
You know you do. What? Because, like, see how half your columns before that all say 0? So you're dividing by 0 because it's just pulling from cells. Once you fill in those other ones, the number sold, the price selling, N will eventually be okay. If you like in mathematics in general, in theory, you cannot divide by 0 ever. But that cell right now is dividing by 0 because half of your input cells are not inputted. So you don't even need to worry about that one. Okay, so Flask of the Falling Leaves. Is that int?
That is...
I don't even know which one that is.
Spirit.
Okay, we're not doing that one, remember? That's a healing one. Ignore that one. You might even want to put after Flask of the Falling Leaves in that name, in brackets, put that it's spirit so you don't do it.
Already did it before you said it, because I'm that guy.
Perfect. You know what you're doing, man. You're thinking ahead of the game now.
Alright, so let's do int
I like it.
silkweed.
Perfect. Silkweed. Here we go. And half this extra shit you're doing, typing in names and stuff, all that's done now. This will take you 20, maybe 20 seconds to, well, more. Maybe like a minute to plug in everything, and you'll be good to go.
I have 2 monitors,
I'm just going to go grab a glass of water.
I can do this rapid
Exactly,
fast.
even better.
Wait, I want you to be here, so in case I make a mistake, you can quickly correct me.
Well, let me go grab water. My mouth is so dry right now.
Alright.
1 sec.
I'm going to title this Economics with Exabytes. Severity Gaming. If you follow...
Okay, I'm here.
Wait, if you follow the instructions on this video, you will eventually be able to afford many of these. Agreed, Exabytes?
Agreed, 100%. If you want to buy them. Or if you just have engineering, like you should, with one of every profession, in 30 days you will have one for free. Well, not for free, but for less costs.
That living steel, though.
Dough, you've got it right there.
Alright, so let's do a run. Alright, so pulling the sheet up. Cost per stack. Five stacks of 20 for 1.15 each.
Here you go. Yep, plug that one in. I like it. You put in cost per stack at 1.15. You need to make it 1.15 star 20, or if you go back to your auction house tab, it should tell you the stack price. 23 gold on the right hand side, stack price. And you can only go by that stack price if you know it's a stack of 20 per the formulas.
Oh, and there's the 1.15 for cost per herb. So it's a matter of actually reading the add-on before you go and use this.
Yep. Or just changing these formulas to make it go to however you want to do it. If you want to skip the cost per stack, you can put cost per herb and just manually type that in cell D. However you decide to manipulate this, you'll be good to go.
I think I'll just have it like it is now, since now I understand that I actually have to read instead of lazily typing in the first number I see.
Oh, that's no fun. Laziness is always fun.
Not when you want money.
True.
Should I have a... Nah, that would just be... Would having a cost of flask on AH column be even worth it?
You have that. It's the selling price.
Selling price? No, like...
The cost of the flask on the AH is what you're going to sell it at.
Alright, so... I have it...
You're going to undercut by 5 silver, but...
I have cost per stack, 23. The herbs cost 1.5. Golden lotus cost 40. Without Flask
Do
Mastery...
Golden Lotus still cost 40? You bought all the ones at 40, didn't you? Did you research that?
$17 stacks of 1 for 47 gold.
No, for 41 gold.
No, that's one. That's one stack.
Oh yeah, but do 43, man. Look at how many are at 43. 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1. That's 3 plus 4. That's 11 at 43. You can do 11 of them at 43. Crunch the cheap ones first, man. For sure.
43. All right, so it's 43, and without Flask Mastery, it would cost me 47.6 to make 1.
Yep.
And 39.666 repeating with
in the back of your head.
In the back of the head.
So now, what are you going to do? You know how much it's going to cost you. Now what? Basically, like the back of the head thing is, you know it's costing you 47 per non-mastery. It's 39 otherwise. In the back of your head, you're making an extra 8 gold per flask, possibly. So here's my question to you. Why did you go buy all those golden lotuses?
Good point. I don't know how much they're selling for on the auction house. How much
there you go.
Is. So.
Uh-oh. Also, you now have no gold to buy the silkweed because you have to wait an hour for the ones that you've sold.
Alright, let's try to salvage this as much as possible.
No worries. Hey man, this is how you learn. You're in the wrong spot. You need to go to the buy tab. On your auction house, bottom right hand corner, buy. In the yeah. This is where you're never ever gonna type in something where you were before. So they're selling at 57 for one stack. You're gonna sell them singularly at 59. Ignore the guy at 57. Someone will buy those, and then you'll be the next highest one at 59. So now you go to your Excel and tell me what you know. You know your selling price, right?
Yeah, so
let's plug that in first.
That's a handy note to have, right?
Yep. Just so you have it written down somewhere. So what's your selling price for that one? You know it's the third one. Yeah, it's the third one down. Is your warm sun.
So it's my selling price is going to be 59.
Yep. And how much is it costing you to make each one?
$47.6.
There you go. Is that a profit? Is that a yes? Are you going ahead to make these? There you go. So those golden lotuses you bought, you're good to go. You're doing it. You're happy.
All right. So the next step would be to buy silkweed to match the amount that I need for all the golden lotuses I bought, because I'm that guy.
Yep, so go to your bank, get your golden lotuses so that you know how many you bought.
I bought 10, so I would need 40.
So you're making flasks, there you go. You know how much you need? You need 2 stacks. At how much gold per stack? That was at 23 gold per stack, so you need 46 gold. So if you bought one less golden lotus, you would have had your 2 stacks.
Alright, and this is where we sell unused Xmogs that I probably will never use to try to salvage my mistakes.
If you want to do that, I'm going to give you a little present once I get the hell out of this instance. I'm just trying to complete this achievement.
Let's see, what don't I want anymore?
Honestly, if there's stuff you might want, keep it, and I'll help you out once I get out.
Nah, there's some stuff in here I probably won't ever use. It's just a matter of... I'm never gonna use Burden of Eternities because my hunter's
Do they
PvP.
sell?
They don't. They're soulbound, but they sell for 5 gold each.
I'd keep them. They're not worth 5 gold. Selling, keep them. They're so rare.
Alright, Windrunner leg guards of Triumph. I'm never going to use this, but it doesn't sell. 'Cause it's tier. Damn it, Blizzard. Why you...
Give me 4 minutes.
Alright, so in the meantime I'll just keep the stream going by flying around on the Sky Golem.
Oh shit, I died. Okay, I need a little more time. I'm terrible at this.
Watch, this is going to be the next biggest thing watched on Twitch. And then it's going to be posted on YouTube everywhere.
Except it's not going to be a good watch. It's going to be people laughing at us. I just died in Mogashan Vaults by myself. You're spending way out of your mind.
But some people might learn some stuff, and then they can be good at economics
There you go.
and make some gold off of this.
Hopefully.
This conversation of nonsense and hilarity.
There you go.
And then you'll get whispers being like, "Hey, bro, you're the best economics persons ever. I want to give you cash, real U.S. dollars, and
Yes.
loonies and
You
toonies."
make me wow gold. Love it. Loonies and toonies. Canadian. There we go. Now I know what you're talking about. These dollars. Come on now. Loonies and toonies. You're gonna learn that, like, in the States, strip clubs are so much easier. You can actually, like, throw $1 bills where we can't throw loonies at girls.
Why can't you throw loonies at girls?
Because that would be assault in Canada.
Well, I mean, if you're just like aiming at the floor, your chances of hitting her in the leg is
You
reduced.
might break a toe, you know. We can't
Wait.
even throw pennies at girls anymore. That's not allowed because we don't even have pennies anymore.
Wait, isn't a loony just like a
It's $1.
yeah, but isn't it a coin the size of like a U.S. quarter
It's probably 2 quarters worth.
in size?
It's slightly thicker, not 2 quarters thick, not an extra quarter thicker, but it's also a fair bit wider.
And you guys don't have paper money.
Oh, we do. We have 5s and 10s and stuff, but we stop at. We don't have 1s, and we had a $2 bill for quite a while, but we changed that to a toonie as well. We had $1 bills, but we stopped that because the $1 coins last forever. And we got rid of pennies because we were tired of carrying pennies around because we had so many coins with the loonies and toonies.
That is my new favorite currency to say the name of. Loonies and toonies just puts a smile on my face.
It does. It's like, yo, do you have a loony so we can play pool? You know what? That's actually pretty good thing. We only need 1 coin to play pool, where you guys need 4 quarters usually.
That's no.
Like the small little things that matter in life.
There are not many arcades that I know of, that I personally know of, that charge you money to play pool anymore. Those were...
Don't like the bars and shit charge you money? I guess you wouldn't know, you're underage, so.
Yes, so I would have no idea. That'd be a thing to ask.
But don't like the bars that you sneak into charge you money to play pool?
I'm not that guy. I don't live the thug life. I'm not a thuglet.
Thuglit. It's not even a thug. It's a thuglit.
Yep, I'm not a thuglet. But I think that would be a question to ask our good friend who was in Venta an hour ago. We were having quite the conversation about the Olympics with.
He was too funny.
I think that would be something he would be an expert on. Anything involving a bar. Just by the way he was talking.
I log on after like going and having a beer with my buddy, and he just runs in, Axa, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, oh gosh, what happened? What did I do in Raid? And he's like, just trash. And he's like, I've got a friend who lives in Canada. I need to set you up. It's like, okay. We actually live in the same city, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
But he was just like so dead set on this. And I was like, oh, you've been waiting this whole time for me to come online.
Well, that's how I felt when I was waiting for Cadis to come on, because I sent him all my living steel this morning. I was about ready to ask for his phone number. I was like, I just sent somebody 13K that I got through selling all of my expensive and rare pets for dirt cheap prices. I need to get this guy on now.
Yep. Come to the auction house. That's your starting bankroll. Have fun. Give me it back eventually. I'm in no hurry, but try and make some gold. See what you can do with it.
Quick note for the stream video, I do not believe Exabytez is willing to give out free money to random people.
True. I just happen to know who his brother is. That's the only guarantee I have.
No personally, or no...
No, just know who he is in Guild.
Ah, yes, because if you tell him, he will most certainly end my life if I do not pay you back at some point.
Yeah. That's the guarantee. But yeah, do you play that hunter a lot, or?
Not recently. My 2's partner kind of dropped off the earth.
True. Well, then that's perfect, because now you can kind of make like a little experiment on this gold making situation with your flasks. See what you can do with this character. Try and double it and see how fast it takes a double. Then go back on this stream and talk about what you did and what you learned and your goal to double it. And just leave it on that guy. Once you get your 700 back from the other flasks you sold, send that back to your main tune, but keep the 5k, and then just try and see what you can do to expand from that 5k.
I think this character is just going to be my bank, and any and all gold I make is just going to be sent to her, and it'll just be stored up.
I like it. Just keep rolling and see what you can make. You're in the wrong tab to buy those silkweed, bro.
Oh yeah.
Get used to that one. Get used to that one. Put that on your spreadsheet note. First things first, go to the buy tab. You also need a new push to talk button that's not a typing button.
What's the add-on called? Auctionator?
Yeah, Auctionator. I much prefer it over Auctioneer. Auctioneer can allow you to do a lot more different things, but Auctionator is the best base auctioning add-on, in my opinion.
Alright, so
When you're doing everything manually and you're just typing in, Auctionator is the way to go.
alright, so I have 10 Golden Lotus, and I have to buy 40 Silkweed to make 10, so that would be 2 stacks of 20 for the cheapest price. There's 1 stack of 20 for 1 gold and 15 each. I believe that's what we used in the first place.
Yep. If you ever come across that you got in the jam that you didn't have enough gold, you stopped your buying right away. If you come back and let's say all those Silkweed are gone, recalculate before buying anything else. For sure. Luckily they weren't sold, so. If I were you right now, buy all those Silkweed stacks. I'm telling you right now, that's a good price for Silkweed. It's not an amazing price, but it's a good price.
So buy
amazing
the rest of
for
those
Silkweed
4
is
stacks.
under yeah, I would.
Sorry for
If I
cutting
was
off.
doing some other stuff that I do for professions, they'd be gone right now. I considered stealing all those fool's caps while you were sitting there looking at them.
So I'm guessing alchemy is something that you excel at.
Alchemy,
No pun intended.
description. Yep. Flasks is something I don't dabble in though, because I don't have a flask master. So I've decided that because I can't get the extra procs, it's not worth my time.
So I bought all the Silkweed, but because Blizzard's auction house is so grand, they didn't show up yet. Oh, there we go. Alright.
Oh, here's a macro. Type this in. If you go into, if you press enter for chat and you type in /console space reload UI, it will refresh your mailbox. And anything you bought will show up instantly.
Alright.
In-game in Blizzard, it refreshes every 1 minute. So that's why it's delayed sometimes. Blizzard doesn't like instantly refresh your mailbox always. So if you buy something and it's not there, /console reload UI, eventually when you're really doing this stuff, you'll have more than 50 flasks that sold or whatever, and you can only have 50 mail at one time. So you'll get all your gold from your mailbox, and then there will be nothing there. Then you /console reload UI, so you don't have to wait the whole minute, and it refreshes the mailbox instantly for you.
Wow, I just got a lot of extra gold. Alright, so I meant to make
10.
10.
Always use your golden lotus as you're meant to make. However many golden lotus you buy, that's how many you're meant to make.
And I got 13.
Yep. So you had a 30% proc there. Pretty good. You had a 33 on the other one, you had a 30 there. Right now you're ahead of the game.
Alright, so cost of flasks made to sell, I would make 476 gold if I just had sold 10. Because I'm selling 13, I make 767.
That's money in, but what's your profit?
My profit is 219, and to break even I would need to sell 8.
Alrighty. So of the 13, you need to sell 8 of them to break even at that selling price. So 59 gold, 60 gold, whatever. You're going to make 300 gold out of what you've just crafted, which took you how long in reality? It took you 2 minutes. And the extra 5 are just free. 2 from profit, 3 from procs.
Oh wait, I'm selling them at 57.
Always sell stacks in 1, I would. No, you don't want to do them at 57. You want it before you sell?
Oh,
You want to
somebody
click the
posted.
59 one? Yeah, remember that guy had that one stack of 20?
Oh yeah.
So the stacks of 1 are below. So click the 59 one on the actual listing, and it will change your buyout price to that, to be undercutting that one. And then you can 13 auctions.
Alright, do you mind sticking around to do one more without your help to see if I screw this up?
Yep. I'm just going to sit here and watch until the complete end. If you make a profit, great. If you screw it up and make a loss, I'm not telling you.
Can you please tell me at the very, very end, when I'm all done, tell me if I screwed something up.
You've already made 500 gold tonight.
I know, but if I screw something up, because if you don't tell me, I'm gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again, and I'll keep making.
No. After you've made that loss, I'll tell you.
All right, good. All right, so
like before I leave, I will tell you eventually. Like after this whole transaction's done, I'm just gonna watch this transaction. I will tell you that you're running away when you need to be at the auction house to search. One question for you. What is Flask of Earth? What flask is that?
stamina.
Remember what we said?
Oh yeah. All right, that was my one help.
Okay. I just couldn't see what that was, so I had to ask, and then I basically kind of told you. Which, you know what? Flasks of the Earth, you may still make a profit. Who knows?
Exactly.
Also, in that auctionator buy screen, you can shift-click the item in your alchemy, and it will instantly search it. It'll type it all out for you.
Alright.
Divide by 2 for average.
No, that's not what I was doing. I was doing, would it be cheaper to buy a stack of 19 and then a stack of 5, or just the 1 gold stack of 20? And if I did the, I would end up with 24, so I'd have a 4 extra, so...
Well, if your stack of 19 plus stack of 5 are less than your stack of whatever your gold is, then it's cheaper. But why are you particularly trying to buy 20 right now? you still haven't set a goal of how many you want to make.
Oh, yeah, good point. So, all right.
Just save me some time. No calculations that you're inputting prices right now. I know you're thinking about you're trying to calculate the cost per stack right now. So instead, just override the cost per herb in column D, and just type in whatever your cost per herb is, approximately, rather than trying to calculate out a stack. Or just be really conservative and take your 1 gold per and do it at a cost per stack of 20 gold a stack. Take your cost price at 1 gold each. It's not worth your own time. The difference between like 15 silver per item isn't worth your time to try and be calculating like this. So just take the 1 gold, and you know that anything you buy less than 1 gold is even more profit you're going to make.
Alright, because I was thinking, oh, now I need to do a lot of calculations and mathematical thinking.
Yeah, no. So just like always, I really like what you did with Golden Lotuses. There were a bunch that were a little less than 47, but you just said, okay, let's go 47. Great. You then do the same with your cost per stack. Okay, let's take it at a gold a piece. You do your 20 gold a stack, see what your price is now, and see whether you're going to make a profit.
Alright, so back to inputting. Alright, so I don't think I want to do this one. Without Flask Mastery.
Why not?
Without Flask Mastery, it would cost me 51 to make them, and my selling price would be 49.
Yep. I 100% agree. The only thing I'm going to tell you is Golden Lotus price. You saw that there was 1 for 41, 3 for 44, and 2 for 45. If I were you, I'd change your per lotus cost down to the 45 right now, because you could buy 6 of them. So research their Golden Lotuses. Or Golden Loti, I guess it is.
Alright, so yeah, I could make 6 for...
So you could get like 6, yeah, 6 for less. So you know what? Replug that then. The 47 seems to be that base price, the minimum you're gonna have to pay eventually, but all the other ones seem to be a little bit less. So replug. See if it's worth
I'd break
what
even
you're trying to do on that one. Yeah. So you know that at 45 you're really breaking even. Plug in the 41 right now.
for Golden Lotus.
Golden Lotuses or golden Loti. Are you making a profit there?
4 gold, or yeah, 4 gold.
Okay. So if I were you, I would. Okay, go back to the 47 again. Sorry. I just want to show you one thing. The cost per golden lotus 47. Okay, so at 41, you know you're going to make some gold on that particular one you were doing, right? You want to buy that one golden lotus, whether you keep it on your character right now for later, whatever. 41 is more than the best price you can get for golden lotus. You're buying that one. But just because the one you were particularly trying to make wasn't a profit, doesn't mean that golden lotus at 47 isn't a profit in the other ones. So if you look at it, if you went back to the intellect one, your without flask mastery cost is 51 gold, and you're still selling it at 59. The other one is 50.92. You're still selling it at 62. So that's where like you want to. What you really want to do is you want to go through every single one of these, input the cost per herb and your golden lotus prices, and see which one is the most profitable, and your selling prices, and put those in. So when you log in tomorrow, you're going to type in inputs for every single flask as fast as you can, see which one's the most profitable, then go and do that one.
Alright, so let's just transition from trying to do the Snow Lily one to doing Flask of the Warm Sun, and see if I do this correctly.
Yep.
I already have
Go
the Silkweed, so...
Well, like, let's recalculate. What did you buy that silkweed at? It'll tell you. Oh, you have it on you. You bought it at 23 gold a stack. I remember that. So, you know the calcs.
I already have it in.
You have that in there, I believe. Yeah. So you're making a profit, right? In the Warm Sun, 51. You're selling it at whatever the hell it was, 59. So yeah. Go to back to the buy. You know what you're doing. I'm gonna tell you here though, don't buy at 47 for the Golden Lotus. I don't like that. That's a little too much. But I would 100% buy out the rest of them and make something with them. My other, like yes, you have those silkweed. My other question though is, should you maybe go back to Winter's Bite, because you only have in your auctions up right now, you have 3 Winter's Bite, but you have a bunch of silkweed, the silkweed ones.
Alright, I'll do that.
That's just my question. You got to pick and choose and whatnot. And
No, that makes sense. I don't want to flood the Warm Sun market with mine too much.
Yep. Well, it's just because eventually someone will do the same thing you just did, and they'll post under you, and then you'll have a ton on there for nothing. And if someone buys a bunch, there won't be enough on there to help them. So I would do that. So you're going crazy and buying stacks of that Fool's Cap.
Well, I just know from my past experience, Fool's Cap is, from what I remember, not that cheap.
You're right. I like it. Fool's Cap, a good price for Fool's Cap is anything less than 125. Disclaimer to the streamers. All these prices we're saying and good prices and stuff are at this point in time and on our server. So don't go by any of it. You got to do the calculations yourself and get to know your markets yourself.
Very much so.
Ooh, no procs. No procs for you.
$81 gold and 48 silver profit. To break even, I would need 4.6 sold. So there's still profit.
So you need to sell 5 of them. 5 of them and you get 1 for free based on your profits. So not bad. You didn't get a proc.
So
that was kind of expected. You got 30% on the other ones. It's only fair that you get 0% on these ones.
So it's always a smart idea to round.
Yeah. Well, like for break even, you have to round because you can't sell. Like if you sell 4 of them, you didn't break even. Whereas if you sell, you can't sell a 1/6 of one, right? So like even in that break even one column, you might even want to change the format of the cells to equal like a. Here, let's go back to that break even calc, and I'll change that for you. I'll make a rounding calc for you. So highlight that first break even. What did we do there? Don't delete all that, but right after the equal sign, put round ROUND bracket.
You're Canadian, so do you mean parentheses?
Like the circular brackets. Not like square bracket or anything or squiggly bracket, but circular bracket. Yeah, okay. And then at the end of it, don't close it, just open it. Open bracket. The first one only. See how it shows like the formula just under that cell, kind of how you have to do it? Okay, so at the very end, you're going to go comma, and you're going to put 0, and then close the brackets and press enter.
Laggy stream is laggy.
That's cool. That's fine. So that now it rounds it to the nearest whole number because you have 0 decimal points. So you're going to want to re-drag that one all the way down. But that'll just eliminate. Oh, perfect. That eliminates your issue of thinking about nearest round number for the break even at least.
So I made 1 extra flask of gold, which.
Yep.
Cutting it a bit close to the
Which is good for. You know what though? It's not. You're making 80 extra gold. That's over 10 gold a flask.
No, I'm not anymore.
You're selling 6 tasks. You're selling 6 flasks. Why not?
I meant to sell for 62.5. So the market changed.
Yeah, you were making 12. So you didn't recheck that selling price. But that's fine. You got undercut a bit. You're still making money. Change your selling price on your sheet. It's at 60.7, and see what you're making per flask again.
My break even is still 5.
Yep. So you lost 10 gold because you're making 12 per. Now you're making 11 per.
Still, that's an extra
basically
70 gold.
Exactly for the 20 seconds, the 2 minutes it took. Now, when you start making tons of these, like basically you're making 10 gold a flask at what you're trying to do, plus any procs. So if you don't proc, you're making 10 gold each. But like that's 10 gold that you're doing while you're sleeping. So that's where you're trying to make your money in your professions. You got undercut on your other ones. You see your other 3 are way at the bottom. I'm going to teach you right now how to check for undercuts and cancel them. The reason you want that selling price up there and you have your costs per flask, your like with flask mastery, you never want to sell these for less than your costs, obviously. So let's say you wake up tomorrow morning, none of these sold, let's say. Worst case scenario, none sell. You wake up and the cost per flask is 40 gold a flask. You're now not going to make money by selling them. You know what you do? You sit and wait. And you know the prices are going to go up, and you just kind of wait it out a tiny bit. It kind of sucks, but that's why you're sitting on the 5,000 gold right now, so you have the room to wait and the room to do other stuff with. So that's okay. Never sell below your cost. It's not worth it. I just sat on a bunch of stuff I was selling for 3 days because I know the markets. Once you start knowing the exact markets and the prices and stuff, you'll just know like, oh, I can still buy all these mats. I can still, for these prices, because I know like winter, let's say, I don't know these actual prices myself, but let's say Winter's Bite are always selling for at least 60 gold each. You know it in your head, always.
All right.
So on the days that it's not selling that way, you can still make them and still hold on to them if you can find mats that are cheaper. And that's where you start really making your gold. Once it's back up to 60, you throw a ton in the market.
So that note that I made, that checks out?
Yep. So that's like if you made them right now, some of them don't sell, and the next morning you wake up and, oh shit, the costs are more now. You just don't do anything with them yet. Wait for a bit. Wait it out. You know what? We might be making these, and the cost of that flask may actually be regularly at 40, and shit, that sucks. But I know it's not, because a minimum of Golden Lotus prices have to be in there, right? So a minimum of 40 gold a flask for Golden Lotus prices, plus the cost of materials of the actual herbs.
Oh, looks like I got... Oh wait, no I didn't. Never mind.
Now here's a cool thing in Auctionator. If you go to the More tab, 2 to the right of the Buy tab, then you, on the left, go check for undercuts. So you know right off the bat, looking at that, your Flasks of the Warm Sun are undercut because they have X's. Your Flasks of the Winter's Bright, some are undercut, but you're also the best price for the other ones, which you knew. You knew your 3 were undercut. So your Flasks of the Warm Sun, go no, leave them for now. That's just a really quick add-on that if you want to start canceling all your auctions so you can repost them, you can just go cancel and do it all. So some guy, go to just click on the Flask of the Warm Sun right now.
Alright, sorry, there's a lot of lag it seems. Alright, so I'm at Flask of the Warm Sun.
You see someone undercut you, right?
No, that's the Winter's Bite.
Yes.
No,
no, someone undercut you on Flask of the Warm Sun.
Oh yeah, there we go. 10 stacks of 1.
So he did it at 57. Which, you know what he did? He didn't look... You tried to play the market and say, oh, someone might buy a whole stack and then I'll be the best price. He didn't care. He's just like, I'm going to throw it up there for the cheapest fucking thing possible. So you know what you're going to do right now? He put up 10 stacks under you. You're going to cancel all those auctions. So on the bottom right hand side it says cancel auctions. Cancel them all and repost them at under his price. Because I can guarantee you they're not going to sell overnight right now at that price. Because someone has to buy 10 of them plus then start buying yours.
But
so you're still making a profit, right? Because you were making 12 gold on that flask. So you're going to make 2 less. You're going to make 8 gold per flask. Plus your procs. So that's where you start playing. You have to start playing the games, and that's where the competition comes. This is where I said, hey, if you want to get into my market, that's fine, but I'm probably gonna destroy you and get you out of my market because I know how to play these games. I'll flood the market at a cheaper price. I'll buy out the entire market and inflate the price through the roof. The one item I'm selling right now. There are 3 of them at the price I normally sell it at. I bought all 3 of them at the cost that I'm normally going to sell it at, and therefore there's none on the market, and I just put up 40 of them for triple the price. And I'm hoping to sell 6 of them tonight at triple the price. And if I do, great. If I don't, no big deal. You're going to sell.
somebody already bought some of his stacks.
Yep, that's perfect. So you know what? The only thing you're thinking is, shit, if I canceled those earlier, someone would have bought the 3 of mine. So post those quick.
Yeah, I want to make sure. I want to double check.
Yep, that's fine. Retype in that selling price. 57. You know what your costs were already. Those don't change. It's just the selling price that changes.
I would need to sell 9 to break even, so I'm still making a profit.
Yep. You're making 4 full flasks of profit because you have 13 up there. I'm sorry if I'm rushing you to do it, but in my head I just already know that. Because like that's what I do as a profession. I'm an accountant. I crunch this shit all day. So like in my head, this isn't a problem. You're doing this. I know it already. So that's where I benefit from my actual job.
I'm still new.
I sit in Excel all day. No, I know. And that's why like it's sometimes I get ahead of myself. I'm rushing you to post those up because I don't want him to sell 4 more of them right now in the time that you're checking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm not good at memorizing numbers yet. This is going to take some time.
Well, yeah, you exactly. I've been doing this for the last 3 expansions.
Alright, so now I've got who knows how many flasks posted because it doesn't want to show me at the bottom.
Click your auctions things. Yeah, there you go. You have 13 plus you have 3 undercut and 6 others, so 13 plus 9 is you have 22 flasks up right now. All at an average of 60 gold a piece that you're selling at. So if everything sells tonight, you'll have 1,320 gold in your bank, in your mailbox, plus on top of that the other bunch that you've already sold while we were talking earlier.
I've already collected that.
Oh, you collected that already?
Yeah, we've been doing this for more than an hour.
Oh, true. I guess so. So what did we start at? You started at
5,000.
Plus your 700?
Yeah.
Okay, so think of that as your starting point. 5,700. Right now you have
4,000.
You have
4,800.
4,080?
4,850.
4,850?
Yep.
So right now, on your character, you have 6,170 gold worth of stuff. You started at 5,700. So you're sitting on a 4 to 500 gold profit.
And once I start doing this large scale,
you'll gain more profits per procs. You'll start to buy mats. Like you'll come online just to buy mats. You know you're not going to create anything. You're not going to do anything, but you're just going to check your mats. And you're going to start checking mats on other characters. Realize the price is right. Get on this character. Buy them all.
So
that type of thing.
should I create like a history tab and record the dates and prices?
You might want to. You might want to start doing that, so that you can learn your auction, your markets and whatnot. So if I were you, I'd try to just go back, remember everything you sold it at. I do it. See how you're in sheet 2 in this, or sheet 1 in this Excel sheet. Go to sheet 2 and start from the top. Bottom left is sheet 1, sheet 2. Don't scroll, but bottom left in like the tabs almost at the bottom of the Excel sheet. Yeah. So you can also rename those sheet 1 and sheet 2. So sheet 1 you can rename as calculations, sheet 2 you can rename as history or something. Just double click the name and it will rename it. Just click off of it and it should go. Yep. So the things I would tell you to record there are your material costs and then also your flash selling costs or prices. So I'd almost have like 2 sets of columns, kind of like do A B C D for your selling materials and do like J K L M for your flash prices.
How's about this? I have an idea.
Can I throw this idea out to you? Have dates all in column A, just going straight down, like whatever your dates are. Put column B is silkweed price, column C is whatever X price, column D is whatever else price, and have the columns as the titles, and as the dates go down, they go downwards. And then like type in all your material prices there. No, get rid of that dates column. That's not where the dates are. The dates are always going to be the same, right? You don't need a date for each item. The date is always the same. You're checking all items each date. You know what I mean? So you can save yourself a column there. The date is going to be for every. Yeah. There you go. Yep, I like it. Okay, I gotta go to bed. I gotta fucking wake up at 6. So.
I'm probably gonna do this for a bit, but 1 sec.